James, I'm just wondering, when Chase gets benched in the game the other day, do you have any idea that that's going on and how that's going to work the rest of the game? It seemed like you guys were rotating after that by series, or was that wrong on my part?
Yeah, so basically that happened, and it just kind of made us rotate, every other series or whatever. But I guess at the end of the day, it's just all about getting guys out and just getting different looks on the field and just seeing what the defense does.
Mike Pizzuta.
James, I don't know if you saw it when it was happening at the end of the game when he caught that pass and did the gesture and the ball got away. I don't know if it was gone over on film as a group, but what's your reaction to that? And would you or anybody else speak to Chase about it and maybe try to get him to do it different next time?
Right there, I think just kind of lost track of what was going on with the game. But as far as that, it was just a mistake on his part. I'm sure he owns up to it and he realizes it. But we haven't talked about it in film, but it's just one of those things that we just got to move forward from and continue to regroup as a team and just keep going from here.
Nick Fairbaugh.
James, can you guys speak to the different dynamic you guys as an offense have when you're in no huddle, because you seem to have a lot of different success in that package out versus outside of it. So what's the difference between your no huddle package, your normal package, and why do you think you guys have so much success when you go up tempo?
So the difference is I just feel like it allows teams to not have the right personnel on the field to continue to stop us. So, and then usually when you let Ben just kind of flow with the flow of the game, and he usually dials up some stuff that works and gets us down the field and usually gets us a touchdown or what we need. So, I like the fact that we do the no huddle for sure.
Brooke Pryor. Brooke, I think we got a bad connection. We'll try to go back to you. We'll go to Ray Fittipaldo. Ray?
Hey, James, one more question on Chase's mistake at the end of the game there. It seems like it's a common sense football thing to just, spot the ball or hand it to the official at that point. But do the coaches actually go over that stuff with you during training camp, or what's the process with that when you guys are in that situation that you were in Thursday night?
So coaches have talked to us about it. I mean, it's just kind of one of those common sense deals. But, when you're in a moment, I guess guys make mistakes and do things. But, it was a costly deal for us. But at the end of the day, we're still a team. And, we're just going to move forward from here and win these next.
Joe Rudder.
Yeah, James, a lot of times when you have these bonus days, maybe Michael practice you some. Did you guys know going after the Thursday game that you weren't coming back on the field till Wednesday? And what have you been using today to do?
Say that last part again, kind of like cut out.
What is he having you do today? Since you're not practicing today, what is today like a typical Monday where you watch film, or what's today like?
Right, just today, just review, coming in, getting the weekend off guys and just getting back into the routine of things and just going to go from here.
Jeff Hathorn.
James, what is the reasoning from your point of view for the slower starts, and what are you guys doing to correct that?
We just got to choose our strikes at the right time. I feel like we're calling good plays. It's just a timing thing for us. But I would never say we're not moving the ball down the field. We're not doing what we need to do, because it always comes around to it at the end.
We'll go to Mark Caboli.
Hey, James, I know you guys do a lot of RPOs and stuff like that, but I'm actually thinking more about changing at the line of scrimmage at all. Have you guys been able to do that or allowed to do that as much as you did in the past? Just if Ben doesn't see something he likes with the plays called, to change it. Is that still a part of the plan?
That was a lot. I feel like it was like in and out. I could barely hear you.
You can repeat yourself.
I will try that again. I'm not. When it comes to the RPOs, I know you check those at the line to see what you want to run, but I'm talking about more of changing plays at the line of scrimmage. Have you guys been able to do that or allowed to do that as much as you have in the past?
So we did a few weeks ago. We changed it up a little bit, tried this, and I thought it worked pretty good. But I mean, I feel like we're able to do pretty much anything we want to do. You know, just as far as the coaches going into this week with the game plan that they have for that scheme or that week, you know, it's just based on what they want us to do.
We got time for two more. We'll go to Brooke Pryor. Brooke?
James, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, great. To the point of the first half versus the second half, it does seem like the offense flows better as a whole in the second half. Is it as simple as going into the no huddle that makes things kind of work better? Or is there more to it than that?
I feel like we'll go no huddle and we'll usually get a spark and somebody will make a play downfield or whatever it may be. And that's really all we need is just that one play to pop off. And I feel like we're going from there.
And then we'll wrap it up with Will Graves. Will?
James, I'm curious, did you find yourself kind of monitoring games yesterday? And what's it like to know, as poorly as you guys have played of late, that, you know, you're going into the month of, you know, the last month here and you guys are still sort of right there?
You know, it's crazy how the NFL works, but that's just the monster of it, I guess. You know, guys are always going to be competing no matter who you're playing, no matter what their record is. Like, it's still going to be a game no matter what. And, you know, that's something that we have to be thankful for in the NFL.
Hey, Devin, I'm just sort of curious. Mike T talked about making changes. There was a situation at the end of the game where you found yourself not on the field. I'm curious, was there anything communicated to you and to Joe in those moments? And sort of what do you feel like you guys have to do to kind of be out there on the field in important moments?
I think I know what you're talking about. I think you're talking about we put in Buddy with me, and then we put Buddy in with Show. I think that was a good time to get Buddy some reps with, you know, both linebackers, and obviously we get towards the end of the season, and we have a future to look forward to as well. So I mean, it was good to get Buddy some reps.
Dale Ollie.
Yeah, Devin, I know it's this. You know, the off season was a lot of work for you to get back to this point. How would you characterize your play to this point when you look at it from your point of view?
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go to start with my first day of training camp till now. I think I progressed tremendously. Obviously, nobody on a Steelers is playing up to their potential, you know, and that just goes to reflect on how the games we played and the games we've lost and the games that we have, you know, went into ties with over time. And nobody's playing their best football right now. And, you know, I'm not going to sit here and single myself out or anybody else out, you know, because at the end of the day, we're a team. And, you know, I think we just got to keep building, man. We always have a future, and there's always going to be, you know, next season. So, I mean, we got a lot of work to do right now. We got a lot of work to do next year. So
we'll go to Joe Rutter. Joe?
Yeah, hi, Devin. The things you were able to do in your first and second year until the injury, do you feel like you're near that at all coming off surgery? Are you close, or do you think it's going to take maybe a full another off season of rest to kind of get to where you want to be?
I think my first year and my second year was definitely 2 good years. My third year was a year I've never experienced before, you know, especially coming back from an injury like that. It was my first time going through an injury like that, first time getting surgery, first time doing rehab, and the first time being away from a game for a full year. So it definitely was a learning experience for me. You know, I had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of good times, a lot of bad times, but I think I'm still the same player. I feel like I'm the same player, and I know I'm the same player. You know, the stat sheet may not reflect that, but like I said, nobody out here on the Steelers football team is playing up to their potential. And that just goes to show where we're at in the record book and where we stand at in the playoff in our division.
Mike Prizzuta.
Hey, Devin, we talked to you either in OTAs or early in training camp, and you had said you were prepared to play 100% of the defensive snaps. Was in retrospect, was it the injury that prevented that and the rehab, or has there been something else that is affecting how often they play you?
I'm a football player. Whatever my coach tells me to do, if my coach wants to pull me out of the game, then he pulls me out of the game. My coach wants to put me in the game, then he puts me in the game.
Ray Fittipaldo.
Yeah, Devin, both Mike and Keith have said that you need to see more and experience more before you can actually play fast and play the game the way you need to play it. Do you agree with that? And why do you think it's taken you this long to, sort of get comfortable within the defense?
You said, can you repeat the first part of your question?
Yeah, both Mike and Keith have said you need to experience more and play more in order to play fast. Do you agree with that?
I don't know.
Do you feel like you're playing fast enough and reading and reacting well enough at this juncture of the season, given where you are coming off the injury and knowing where you are with the injury? Just from a mental perspective, just from a mental perspective of seeing the game.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if I wasn't reading or reacting, that fast, then I wouldn't be starting.
We'll go to Brooke Pryor. Brooke?
Yeah, Devin, along those lines, what's been more difficult in the rehab process? Is it physical, getting the knee back, or is it mental and trying to recover from the thought of the injury, or just dealing with that when you're out there playing?
It's like it's the biggest part is mental. I mean, if I had to make a good example, would be like, if you get bit by a dog, who's to say the next time you go pet a dog?
Go to Jeff Hathorn. We got time for Jeff, and then we'll go to Chris Adamski.
Hey, Devin, just simply, how do you feel like you've played this season? What do you dislike about your own game?
Early this season, it was definitely a learning process for me, just getting my mind back in football mode. Towards the middle of the season, I was going through some more mental issues of just, being out there and knowing I have to make plays and winning was my biggest thing. And up until this point, man, I think I'm settling in pretty good, and I got a lot of stuff to build off of. A lot of things during the season that I did good. A lot of things during the season that I didn't do so well. So I mean, we always got something to work on. So it just gives me a map of where I need to start and what I need to work on.
All right, last one, Chris Adamski.
Hey, Devin, you got 4 more games to build your resume on your tape to the case. I don't know. Do you think about it all that the Steelers have a 5th-year option coming up this offseason to exercise on you to make a decision on? Would that mean a lot to you? And do you think about that at all? And do you think do you expect it to be picked up?
No, not really. I mean, I just play football. Honestly, I go week to week, and so I don't even know who we play next week yet. And I'm probably gonna figure that out Wednesday. But I would love to be here. If they want me here, then it will show. But I don't think about the business side of it yet. But I would love to be here.